right? Period 8, okay, where we are currently still right now in, but the peak has already passed, right? I would say the peak of this period 8, right, really is around 2010s, right? So period 8, very simple, right? We're talking about mountain. It's a hexagram, right? It's a mountain-like hexagram. Talking about stability, talking about accumulation of assets, basically money, lah, right? People who grow up in the grow during the period 8 time, you would know your mindset is all about making money, okay? Talking about financial security, and it also talk about youngest men. F4. Oh my god, yeah, I watched the what the movie, something flower man thing. I watched so many times. I don't forget already. A lot of 偶像剧, you know. I also watched that. I was Meteor Garden, yes. Liu Xinhua, correct. Oh my goodness. The old days. Yeah, my goodness, that was a good one, right? Anyway, I'm not sure when was that, but I still remember the long hair guys, right? Oh my god. I don't even know why I used to like them. Okay. So anyway, looking back at period 8. Now tell me guys, can you relate? Do you remember around 2010-ish plus? What is the few things that you actually remember? Same process. What is the few things that you actually remember? Right? You remember anything? I remember Facebook. Oh, investment, still correct. I market cash, correct. To be honest, all I remember during period 8 was iPhone, correct? I think, yeah, it was iPad. To me, it's iPad and iPhone. I actually got an iPad first, got iPhone. Right? Elon Musk, the peak of 2010-ish, around there. Okay. The peak of property, correct? Property rise like no one's business, right? Property rise like no one's business. Okay. So for me, my personal experience was all about property, investments, thinking about money all the time. I was really young, yeah, by the way, just so you know. I already started thinking a lot of money because all I know is that if I don't have money, I will die, right? Now, totally different mindset. To be honest, I also remember a lot of wars. A lot of wars, a lot of natural disasters, terrorism. Yeah, I remember that market crash. Yeah, so scared cannot find job. Yeah, so many. You start to realize as you guys, tsunami. Oh yes, natural disasters are quite a huge thing back then, right? Natural disasters are quite a huge thing back then. But if you notice, like the pattern of whatever you guys are saying here, right? There's a difference in pattern, isn't it? Period 7, period 8, there's a big shift in pattern, right? I think period 7 is more lively, more happy, more fun, you know, because it is a type, you know, its expression is playing and stuff like that. So while period 8 is more money, like, and it's true enough, right? If I just Google, I just took this picture out of Google. Yeah, I think I don't remember which website, but it's one of the article, but you can actually look at it, right? So as you can see through the image itself, we are looking at quite a lot of like soldiers. I don't see any like I don't see any what's it called natural disasters here, but I think we all remember during that period of time, there's a lot of natural disasters happening. But I think what's mostly very strong in our mind is actually the act of terrorism started there, and it's a lot of war. To me, it was the first time that I've seen such things in my life during period 8. Yeah, because you know I'm quite young in a way, so you know this was first time when I experienced all these things and I see it actually happen. You know, so and inflation, yes, inflation. That's when also we start to be more kiasu actually, right? We start to be more like scared that we can't get things and stuff like that. But it is also the kind of energy that we're talking about. So relating back, right, it is very easy to relate back to what truly happened in period 7 to what Toika really means with the keyword that we have described earlier on, right? But when we look at period 8, right, we're talking about assets accumulation, financial security, stability, and things like that. And we look at this thing that really happened, right? I think it's not as direct. Okay, because maybe for me, if I didn't go and do this kind of research, I might think it as though it's a very direct way. Oh, financial stability. Oh, okay, everyone will focus on money, everyone will focus on investment and things like that, right? More buildings will build up, which is true, right? Financial hubs, they will grow very well, right? So we're talking about perhaps I thought Wall Street, you know, it will bloom even bigger and stuff like that, but apparently not so. Okay, in fact, I think during the 2013 or so, there was like a lot of demonstration in front of Wall Street, and Wall Street was actually in big trouble back then, right? So people were complaining about income inequality back then because Wall Street is really making a lot of money, right? So that is the thing, you know, like how do we relate that? Because on period 9, on period 8 itself, right? And what I start to realize that really what we are truly looking at as an outcome in period 8, a lot of them is an outcome of because people just wants to hoard, if you notice, right? So this is what's the writing that I collected, okay? So, but the bottom line is when we start to see the relation of what really happened and the keyword of period 8, right? We start to see that, hey, it's not just about as simple as direct translation to what's going to happen, and we see it going to happen because we thought like, oh, accumulation of assets, oh, all these people will get rich, we don't know, right? But the thing is, accumulation of assets, okay, does make people want to have everything by themselves, right? And therefore, is it not surprising at all if we are looking at wars, right? People wanting to conquer more lands. Why? Right? People wanting to do more things, to conquer things, people protest things, all these little things. Inflation, right? Prices hike up. That's why inflation. Why price hike up? Because people want to make more money. All these things. People are literally thinking about money, 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 money. And it's really because they just want to hoard. It's a very earth thing, isn't it? Right? Because why? They feel the sense of stability. They need it. Even I was like that. Okay. And I was so afraid of like, say, oh, cannot get a job, losing a job, we'll do anything to secure a job. You know, that kind of mindset, right? But then again, what we truly learn from this, just by these two understanding, looking at period 7 and looking at period 8. Period 7, very direct way of looking at the outcome. Period 8 is a bit indirect, okay? Meaning to say, a lot of what we know about period 8, the outcome itself is a consequences of things, right? Therefore, it's never always that direct, by the way. When we look at period 9, example, is it going to be exactly those keywords that's going to appear? Not necessarily, because at the end of the day, there is always thing called consequences. And I believe that whatever we are seeing in period 8 that has happened is due to the consequences of the energy of period 8. Right? It's true that we actually have more accessibility in terms of connection, and technology has been improved and things like that. But then again, it is also a form of a lot of monetization, and the reason why people do such things, a lot of money related, and people just want to be rich. Okay, so it's a yin and yang thing, right? Everything that we do, there's always an outcome in terms of the yin and the yang. Right? So the positive, the dark and the bright. So it's just that, okay? So whenever it comes to understanding what is period 9 going to be like, guys, I urge you guys to not just literally look at the keywords. I mean, you guys are here not the first time for period 9. I believe you have known what it is all about, right? But it is very important to also understand that we need to look beyond just keywords. Okay, so as you all know, the keywords of period 9, it's about transformation, beauty, passion, fast, you know, mid-aged woman and things like that, right? But then again, what is the expected outcome? It's not as direct as we see, oh, women will rise, oh, people will act very fast, oh, you know, passion, people will go through passion, I guess, transformation, everything will look beautiful. It's more than just that, because all these things, okay, when we want to apply it to the existing reality, okay, there is a consequence on it. And it's going to be what period 9 is going to be like, okay? And to be honest, okay, today we truly don't really know, right? We can only estimate what is it gonna be like, right? Energetically. But we are just at a very, very beginning stage of period 9, right? We will know what to do estimately and we go along the way, right? But imagine yourself while you were at early period 8 that time. Would you imagine at the peak of period 8, the things will happen? Like I think one of the most shocking thing was to me terrorism and what's the most shocking thing? Donald Trump got elected as president. That was also during period 8 time, if I'm not mistaken, 2016 or 15, somewhere there, right? So we would never expect that to happen while we were at the very initial part, right? But what we can tell is really the consequences of things. We can't really pinpoint, to be honest, like what is the specific thing that's going to happen, right? Because really it's the future. We can't really be that accurate at the end of the day, right? We just gonna vaguely know how is it gonna be like and things like that, right? But what's very important is to not neglect the fact that always things will come in a yin and yang. Always, okay? So I think it's very important. Why? Right? Because if we want to be part of it, if we want to take certain form of action, or we want to do certain things, okay, we got to understand what are the consequences about it, right? Because it's not just about doing, okay? We got to think it through. It's true that we should adopt the trend. I'm not saying we shouldn't, right? But always bear in mind there is a consequences in things, okay? There's no right or wrong. I'm not saying there is, but we just have to be accountable with our choices of what we are doing and what we are believing and what we're pursuing moving forward, okay? So I'm not going to go deep down into period 9 yet, but let's take a look. Why is this important to know, all right? Why do we want to know what is it going to be like in the future or period 9, okay? To be honest, I never thought about money so fast, okay? I think one thing that is very important, the reason why we should be knowing what's period 9 going to be like, right, is because we need to let go of the past. Okay, we truly need to let go of the past, all right? And because the thing is, I think the people, the younger ones don't really have issues with this, to be honest. I consider myself one of the early millennial, so or millennial, I don't really have a problem with letting go of the past, right? But I think there are many people who actually found a lot of success during period 8. They struggle in this of letting go of the past, right? And if we want to move forward to the future, we have to think like the future, okay? And there goes whereby we need to throw things that is, you know, baggage behind, right? We need to adapt and grow with time, okay? We need to think and act like we can in the future, right? An example now is really pandemic and everything, and we have to adapt to online, and we have to have a presence online, right? And I seriously know there are many people who actually refuse to do that. I'm serious. There are still people who refuse to do that. Even though no matter how good their business is and stuff like that, they refuse to do that. They think that this is just, this fancy young people thing. There are a lot of people doing that, and it's very unfortunate, to be honest, right? It's very difficult to talk pass through them, but it's okay. It's a choice, right? The thing is, okay, I think it's even worse is when you are groomed at period 8, and period 8 we know is the Earth era, right? The Earth is stable, right? So when you are groomed back then, your mentality is also that way. So to move is also very difficult because to you, moving means unstable, all right? So that's why it's very important to actually know this. And of course, preparing our mindset, right? All this perspective and action change, evolving through time, right? So, and guess what? If we do not learn how to start doing it now, in fact, 2017 was when we should already start working on our mentality, mindset, and open our eyes a little bit bigger, because it takes time to actually change, right? It doesn't happen overnight, right? So the earlier the better, okay? So unfortunately to say that if we stay at the back, we probably will not enjoy period 9 as much, right? And that's why it's very important. Okay, so now let's go deeper.